Hello everyone and welcome to a tutorial on how to build a very simple but very fast and very efficient honey block farm in Minecraft. Today we're going to be talking about a one-wide tileable version, meaning you can take this slice of the farm and just basically build it as many times as you want to make the farm basically as fast as you want to make it. So the way it works is it basically detects when your beehive or bee nest is full of honey. It then collects a honey bottle in the dispenser. It then takes your honey bottle and puts it through an item filter where it eventually ends up in a crafter. It then crafts that, sending your honey block down to a collection area, and then your glass bottles back up to the dispenser to fill again with honey. The whole thing takes, per slice, only 7 glass bottles, and everything else you can basically see here, except for, maybe the filler seeds or filler item that you need for your item filter. And yeah, this was initially invented by a person called Machadeon. Here is their image that they sent me on Twitter about 10 months ago, so all design credit goes to them. And it's a fantastic design. I think it's the best honey farm in Minecraft because it's so useful and expandable. As you need more honey blocks, you can expand it. So that's really nice. Today I'm going to be showing you how to build this, which is a 9-block wide version of this with a little elevator to elevate the honey blocks that these bees produce to the same level as the floor, which you can see over here. So we have a little honey block storage area over here to the side of the farm. So I'll be showing you how to build this today in its entirety. So the resources you're going to need are actually located in this chest here. I'll just mouse over these to show you what sort of redstone resources you're going to need for this farm. And once you build this, you don't have to worry about it at all. It just keeps going. A couple notes here. You will need either a bee nest or a beehive with 3 bees each in it, so 27 bees in total. Then you're going to need any type of slab for these blocks here, any type of solid block that can transmit redstone here, and then some glass here, but you can also use some other different types for glass. Like I just have a couple of glass here and solid blocks on the side. You're going to need some filler blocks, so quite a few filler blocks. I believe this is 360 filler blocks. You're going to need some compostable items to fill your composters, and then you'll need 54 glass bottles and 9 honey bottles. So these are the resources you're going to need. Without further ado, let's get building. Alright, so now on to the tutorial. So I'm going to be basically making a version of this farm which is using 9 bee nests, so 27 bees in total, but you can use however many bee nests or beehives you have. It doesn't have to be this many, or it can be more, this design is pretty expandable and pretty versatile. So just wanted to mention that before we get started, but let's begin crafting this thing. So what we're going to do first, we're going to pick a nice flat area here, and we're going to dig an 11 by 11 by 7 deep area. So we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 this way. And then just dig out the rest of this square here like that. And we're going to dig this whole area we just dug out 7 blocks deep. So we're just going to go ahead and do that now, and I'll be right back. Alright, so we now have an 11 block long, 11 block wide, and 7 block deep hole. Now we're going to start to build the farm. And the first thing we're going to build is the elevator that's going to transport all of our crafted honey blocks to the surface. So we're going to come to the front left corner of our farm area. We're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And on the 6th block here, we're going to go up 7 with 7 droppers like so. So just a little dropper tower, and then we're going to put a chest on here like that, and that's going to be where all of our honey blocks end up. Next, we're going to take hoppers, and we're going to feed that into the bottommost dropper, and these hoppers are going to feed it into one another all the way across the bottom of this pit. This is where your honey blocks will travel over to the elevator. So now let's wire up the elevator. So for that, we're going to need some target block. So we're going to dig out this block here, diagonally downward from this dropper, place a target block down, place a comparator like this, dig down a block. On top of this block right here, we're going to have redstone dust. We're going to also have this be a full block here. Make sure that's a full block. We're going to dig out a block here. Going to place down a sticky piston facing upward. And then we want an observer facing that direction. And then another observer facing that way, diagonally 1 block upward. Next up, we're going to need some slabs. So place down a slab right here. We're going to have a redstone repeater on 2 ticks facing that way. So just flick it once. So this is on 2 ticks like that. And then make sure you have some blocks here and here. Then we need a torch here, block on top of the torch, block here, block on top of that torch there, block on top of that torch, which I'm actually just going to put grass down for that. And that should be our elevator now complete. So you can test this out if you put in a couple of things in here. Do those things make it to the top? They do in our case. So this elevator portion is now complete. Now on to the farm portion of the build. We're going to come over to our dropper tower here, and we're going to come over 2 hoppers and then out 3 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, and on this 3rd block, we're going to place a block here, block behind it, and then draw this over 9 more blocks right here. And this, by the way, is the part of the build where this is all tileable. So each one of these individual slices, you can just keep replicating. And we're going to place down composters in the back here, like this. We're going to fill all these to the maximum fill level, which is 7. So you'll need like 7 pumpkin pies, for instance, to fill all these up, or you could use other plants, but pumpkin pies and cakes get the level to rise 100% of the time. There we go. So once that's done, take some comparators, place comparators down like this, and then redstone dust on these blocks here. Next, we're going to need some observers facing into the redstone dust, just like this. And again, just copy this all the way down here like that. Then we have blocks behind this that are redstone carrying blocks, so full blocks right here. And then on top of each one of these, we're going to place down crafters. Now, these crafters all have to be configured. So you want to right-click the crafter and disable all the outside slots here. These 5 slots around the outside need to all be disabled in every single one of these crafters, leaving just the core 4 slots here enabled. So make sure and do that so that the honey blocks get crafted correctly for each and every one of these crafters. And we'll just go like that, and like that, and like that. There we go. So all these are now configured correctly. Very good. So now what we're going to do is we're going to come to the back side. We're going to place down comparators behind all of our crafters. And that's going to go into a solid block right here, down like this. And then another row of solid blocks just like this. On this second row of solid blocks, we're going to have repeaters facing inward like this. Then we'll have a row of blocks in the back here, and we're going to make basically an item filter for honey bottles. So we'll place down another row of blocks right here. And then we'll have some redstone torches on these blocks here. There we go. Then we need blocks on top of here, like that. Blocks here, and blocks here. And finally, we want redstone comparators facing in like this, and then dust on all the blocks on this back side here. So dust on these, and dust on these. And this is going to be what forms our item filter, which we're going to make now. So we're going to put down a hopper facing into each and every one of these crafters. Another hopper leading into those crafters, like this. And then one leading into the comparator here. So just shift onto the edge of the comparator so that the hopper faces into it. So yeah, it should look like this from the side right now. So just take a good look. Make sure everything's done properly. And now what we're going to do is we're going to configure our hopper here, this topmost hopper, to filter out honey bottles. So you're going to take one honey bottle, place it in there. It should stay in there. Then you're going to take some filler item. In this case, I'm going to use filler seeds. And I'm going to put in 40 filler seeds. This can be any item, but make sure that it's not going to be something that could drop into this hopper or anything like that. And yeah, you want to do that for every single hopper. So I'm going to do one honey bottle, and then we're going to do 10 seeds here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we go. And you do this for every single hopper. All right, so our honey bottle filter is now in place in each and every one of these hoppers here. So just make sure that's done correctly. And we now have our item filter done and our crafting system done. So now we need to work on making an elevator to return the empty bottles to the top of our system so we don't ever have to use any additional honey bottles or any additional glass bottles for our system. So to do that, we're going to do the same thing we did before. We come to our dropper tower, we come over 2 hoppers, and then we come out 1, 2 blocks. And on the second block, we place a solid block, and then draw this all the way down here. Going to place down redstone on top of this. Now we need our target blocks. We're going to place target blocks on each side of the redstone dust. So all the way down like this, 9 on each side. Very good. Now we're going to need hoppers to face into these target blocks. So you can see it's going right there into the target block, just like that. And we'll have 9 of these like so. Very good. Now we're going to need some droppers. We're going to place 4 droppers straight up here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and this should be even with your hopper up here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and just all the way down the line here. These are going to be what actually transports the bottles coming out of the crafters here to the top. There we are. All right. Now what we want to do is we want to take redstone comparator, put this on top of these target blocks here, just like that. That's going to go into a solid block, which is going to be right here. Very good. Now we need some pistons. We're going to have some pistons on the side of this target block here. And again, all the way down the line. So all these pistons like this. Next we'll need some observers. Observers are going to be facing this direction. So toward the front of the farm. Front direction of the farm. And you want to make sure that you get these properly aligned here. There we go. Except not like that. There we go. All right, so there's our observers here. Then we need the same thing, but upwards diagonally. So this is kind of analogous to what we did down here, where we want the observers to be facing this way. You may have to, like, if you're doing this in survival, dig out something like this, like a little thing like this. So that way you can place these properly facing this way. There we go. Down like that. All right. And so now we have this configuration. We're going to now need some slabs. And we're going to place down slabs here behind the observers. These can be any type of slabs. And then we're going to need some repeaters right here. And these are all going to be on 2 ticks. So just click the repeater 1 time. Like that. Then we're going to have this go into some blocks here. We'll have torches on this side, like that, and on top, like this. Then we'll have blocks on top of this. Very good. And then torches right here, all the way down the line. This is going to be what's going to control these droppers. At this point, it's good to check to make sure you've done everything right up to this point. So what we're going to do to test this is we're going to put 4 honey bottles into a crafter down here. We should see 4 empty bottles shoot out the top dropper here, and then 1 honey block end up in this large chest, which we see. So we're pretty confident we've done everything correctly, and we're ready to move on to the top bit. So to do this, what we're going to do is we're going to take a soil block. So I'm going to use grass blocks, but you could use dirt or coarse dirt. Basically anything you could place flowers down on, and then also conducts power. We're going to place that down across the top here, and we're going to place a poppy or another type of flower across all of these blocks at the top here. So there we go. So we got 9 poppies right there. Next we'll take our droppers. We'll have these face in toward us, toward the hoppers here. So these droppers going down like this. Now we need dispensers, and make sure that these are dispensers and not droppers. They must be dispensers here on top of these hoppers. Otherwise they will not be able to extract honey from the bee nest or beehives above them. And into each one of these dispensers, we're going to place down 6 glass bottles. So we'll just go ahead and put those in now. So there we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. And There we go. Okay, so 6 glass bottles in these dispensers. Very nice. And now we need some slabs. These can be any type of slabs, but they're going to be on the top half of the block on the side of the dispenser here. Then we're going to come up here. We're going to need some comparators, and we'll place redstone comparators right here. These are going to be what detects the actual signal from our bee nest and beehives, which are going to be here. Now we need to basically come to the back here, and along the bottom side of this, we're going to place another row of slabs, and these have to be slabs. These cannot be full blocks. If it's full blocks, this will cut off the redstone, so make sure you have slabs here. We're going to place down powered rails like this, and then we're going to build upward in like an L shape like this and place observers facing up like this. And we're going to get rid of this and just keep doing that so that all these dispensers are facing the sky effectively. So like this all the way across. There we go. Very good. All right. So now we need some more observers facing into the rails here. And this is just going to effectively update the dispenser to make sure that it knows when it's powered from above. So we're just going to go ahead and place down these observers here like this. And now we need some blocks across like this. And we'll need redstone on all these blocks we just placed. We can get rid of these two on the back. And I'll just place down redstone on here, and redstone on here. Now a full honey or full bee nest or beehive outputs a signal strength of 5. And so we're going to need to have another slab, which is going to be at this point. Again, make sure the redstone does not cut off here if this is like a full block like that. Do not want that. Make sure it's a slab. Going to be going across here. Then we'll have another slab here. And then we're going to put redstone all along the top here, just like this. Okay, so now we're going to make an area to confine the bees in. So we're going to place down glass here beside our topmost dropper here, and then beside the flower, and then in front of the flower like this, and all the way down this side, besides the flower here. And you'll see this chest, you can actually keep this here. The bees can't get out this way, but just for the sake of it, I'm going to just get rid of this and put a glass block down here. You can always put this on this side, or, you know, turn the chest to be like that. So yeah, you can do whatever you want there as long as there's a chest on top of this or a barrel or what have you. So then we're going to just cover the top of this so that the bees can't get out as well. So glass all the way down like this. Okay, so now we're basically ready to place down the beehives. And you want to make sure that you have 3 bees in each nest so that you get the maximum amount of honey out of each one. And you can see the tooltip now by default in vanilla shows the number of bees and also the honey level of the nest or hive. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and do that now. Now I would recommend you doing this at night. Since I'm doing this in creative, I'm just going to go ahead and do time set night. That way the bees will not come out of their nest. Because otherwise, if you're not quick enough, they can sometimes fly out this way, which you definitely do not want. So I would recommend doing this at night. We're just going to go ahead and place down our bee nests like this. You can hear them buzzing in there. There we go. And now we need to place down a solid block on top of these bee nests. Just like that. And then we put redstone on top of the bee nests like that. And now we'll just time set 12. I'll just do time set noon. Noon, please. Thank you so much. There we go. And the farm is now completed, ladies and gentlemen. So there we have it. And you can see initially when the bees come out, they are a little crowded, but that should quickly dissipate. And now you can just, you know, replace or put down whatever floor you want. I'm just going to go ahead and put down grass here and cover all this up because your farm is now complete. A few final notes about this honey block farm. The farm will not instantly start working. It actually has to have 30 bees go in and out of the bee nest or beehive before it actually produces 1 honey block. But after that, it's only every 4. So yeah, if you see 4 cycles go through, don't be alarmed if you don't have any honey blocks yet. in your chest because they're coming. You can decorate it however you want to, obviously. Here I actually have a 2x2 area inside this and a whole bunch of different flower types here as well. And yeah, I've used moss here as well to show that you can use different types of ground blocks to plant the flowers on and things. So that's kind of nifty. And then, yeah, if you ever find that you run out of storage over here, you have too many honey blocks being produced, and you run out of storage here with this double chest, that's pretty easy to fix. What you can do is you can just take this chest, move it over to here, and make a new double chest down here with a hopper right in there, facing in that way, and you'll see that once you connect this up, your honey blocks go up into this chest and then down into this chest, and you're good to go. So that's all that's needed there to double your storage capacity for your honey block farm. So anyways, hopefully you found this tutorial useful. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.